A bookkeeper in North Vancouver received a sentence for stealing $200,000 from her clients. It doesn't get more juicy than this, guys. I came across this news article. It happened in North Vancouver, and this is a bookkeeper who works with dentists. She found a way to steal money from her clients using a really elaborate scheme. So I'm just going to read through the article for you guys. North Vancouver dentist bookkeeper sentenced for stealing $200,000. As of the time of this recording, the accused has already repaid the victims in full before the sentencing. But let's go down. It says, a bookkeeper from Squamish who stole nearly $200,000 from two North Vancouver dentists and an insurance company was sentenced in North Vancouver Provincial Court on August 19. This is from the North Shore News Files. You could go listen to the article if you want, but the woman used her position as a bookkeeper to steal almost $200,000 from two North Vancouver dentists and an insurance company, and she will not face jail time. Her name is Alison Stevenson. She was sentenced in North Vancouver. I'm going to go into the juice of it. So here's what she said. Her lawyer said at the time the thefts began, she was feeling overwhelmed by financial problems. She turned to gambling in the hopes of making more money and a feeling of escape. She was later diagnosed with gambling disorder and depression. Now I want to go down to see how all of that happened. This is what the judge said to her. You were well aware of the high level of trust that the two young dentists invested in you, and you took advantage of it. You stole almost $200,000. That's a significant amount of money. It was not an isolated incident, nor were you acting on impulse. You devised and acted upon 3 different schemes directed at 3 different victims, she said. They made clear that you stole not only their money, but their time, their trust, and their peace of mind. I'm going to go into how this affects you and me in the services that we provide to our clients. It says here that as professionals establishing their practices and young mothers, they were overworked, financially stretched because they were heavily indebted and struggling to make time to meet their family obligations. So this is not to bash the lady. This is to communicate for you the kind of person you're supposed to be for your clients, the kind of work you're supposed to be doing for your clients, and also for the entrepreneurs out there, the importance of knowing what is going on within your own books. So you might be curious as to how any of this happened. It says here in July of 2019, one of the dentists noticed insurance payments to her practice showing up in her accounting system, but not in her bank account. I'll take that again. One of the dentists noticed insurance payments to her practice showing up in her accounting system, but they were not showing up in her bank account. Guys, this is the importance of bank reconciliation. We do this, and it might seem like one of those redundant things that are being done, but if your bank accounts are not reconciled like they should be, these things are easy to hide. But if they're done on a regular basis as they're supposed to be done, then you will not have things like this, because these things, they will be seen, they will be spotted, they will be verified. You will find them. So I want to go into the mindset of what is going on here, because the bookkeeper in question, she said at the time of the theft, she was feeling overwhelmed by financial problems. She'd also turned to gambling in the hopes of making more money and a feeling of escape. She was later diagnosed with gambling disorder and depression. Talk about burnout. Bookkeepers suffer from this a lot. For the people who haven't figured out how to grow their practices without the burnout, you're struggling to make ends meet. You're working extra hours, feeling overwhelmed for little money. It's very normal that this happens. This lady in question was about 49 years old, and she had all sorts of financial problems. According to what this says, I have done no research on her. I don't know her. But according to what this says, she was feeling overwhelmed by her financial problems, and she turned to gambling in the hopes of making more money and for a feeling of escape. If you have a business that is a soul-satisfying business, that means you have identified within your business, you've created or set up your business in a way that fulfills not just the professional side of things, but it actually fulfills you as a person. You can bring your whole self to your work. Then talking about overwhelm, it's almost going to be non-existent. That's not to say everything is going to be easy and rosy and simple for you to do. It's just to say that a lot of your stress can be managed by you having the things in place to make your business the business that it's meant to be. And so on the bookkeeper side, she was feeling overwhelmed by financial problems. Overwhelm is common for a lot of bookkeepers. She turned to gambling in the hopes of making more money. Well, you don't need to go out there to do all those extra things in order to get money. If you implement the strategies that I have taught you on this particular channel, you're going to make more money to support the lifestyle that you desire. This lady was diagnosed with a gambling disorder and depression. Depression, I'm no expert here in mental health or anything, but from the little I've read about this, depression, it doesn't just start like that. It's an accumulation that eventually becomes what is diagnosed as depression. And she was diagnosed. It means she has been going through things upon things upon things that have compounded to her thinking that the only way out for her is to dupe her clients of all of this money. Now, looking at this from the side of the entrepreneurs who were taken advantage of, these are two lawyers as well as the insurance company. The lawyers, let's say your client in general, they depend on you for peace of mind. They put their trust in you because for them, for the businesses they're running, it's not just about the clients they serve. It is their livelihood. Whatever you do in their books, whatever you do in their company affects not only the company, but it affects their lives. In this particular case, the victim said, "You stole not only my money, but my time and my trust and my peace of mind." And these professionals were young mothers who were overworked, financially stretched, and became heavily indebted. And they are struggling to meet their own financial obligations. That is what you offer to your clients. Peace of mind. So I haven't done any further research about this news article. All I'm giving you right here is based on what I see and how that impacts you as a bookkeeper and what you can take from this. If you don't manage the stress and the burnout that you experience in your practice, then not only is your business going to suffer, but you are going to destroy your own reputation by the things that you might be tempted to do to your clients and for your clients. If you don't deal with your own burnout, then you might be tempted to do unthinkable things to your client. We have no idea what this lady was going through besides what has been said to us on this article here, but it's not an isolated case. It happens more than you know it. So if you are that accountant or bookkeeper who is dealing with burnout, working extremely long hours, struggling to make ends meet, you got to do something about it before this becomes your story. All of this to say your clients depend on you for more than just data entry or bookkeeping. You can actually be a real partner to your clients. You can be the person that they go to before they make any decisions that they need to make, because you see their books, you are in there, you are in their lives. You see things firsthand and you know what they're struggling with. You can be so much more than what you position yourself as. So it's up to you, first of all, to deal with your own overwhelm, deal with your own burnout, and deal with your own financial stress. Because if you don't get to deal with all of those things, then you will start to take it out on your clients. And it gives a bad name, not just to you, but it gives a bad name to all the bookkeepers out there. Because then clients start to look, if this bookkeeper could have done this to her clients, what is my bookkeeper doing? Is there a chance that my bookkeeper can be pulling a fast one on me? So think about this, take this thing seriously. And if you want to learn more on how you can increase your revenues, check out this video I made right here, where I broke down how you can go from 0 to 100,000 or from 100,000 to 250,000 within your practice, serving the clients that you want to work with. I'll see you there.